Hello everyone, so being new to Airsoft, but I want to test out my bullets and stuff like that. I think it's a good idea to get a chronograph just to see, if my springs are shooting a certain weight of BB at a certain speed, right? Because every range has a speed limit. So I ordered one of these off AliExpress. I got the brown version. Let's take a look here. It showed up in a padded envelope, and then this cardboard box was in that envelope, or envelope. So it says here, E9800-X multifunctional chronograph instructions. There's a website. It's gonna take a AAA battery. I don't know about how many though. The parameters. I'm going to try to just figure it out, and if I run into problems, I'll have to come back to reading this. But it seems like it's a pretty good set of instructions here. It gives icons about to do what and all that. So now this thing is in this bubble envelope, and then this plastic bag. Matches that photo fine. So this is an aluminum, barrel. I guess it'd be a funnel, right? So you could accidentally shoot in it, but it's not going to break anything being aluminum. And then you can see those grooves in there. Those are probably the sensors to figure out the speed. There is a little clear plastic film on this to keep scratches at bay, but once you do scratch it, you can just remove it. And then here's the battery cover. Let's see what else is on here before we get into that. Nothing else. Some grip. I guess you can use good grip on this here. And it's put together with 4 Torx security bolts. There's literally a pin in the middle of that, so you need a security bolt set to take that thing apart. And it looks like it's got a tripod nut in there as well. So now, okay, so we're going to need 3 AAAs. Let me come back with those. Alright, put the batteries in, no problem. The door has 2 little tabs here. Going towards the back. Okay. I think we are going to have to refer to these instructions. There's a lot of menus going on here. So I just held the button down until it turned on. It tested the sensors. It said they were good. And then naturally you could start actually firing or dropping things through it. Let me see if I actually have something. I wonder if it would measure a Q-tip. No, it will not measure a Q-tip. Anyways, it seems to default here. Joules, a 1.4 gram weight of the bullet, that is, and then meters per second, rounds per minute. But you can change those settings. First, let's hit this power thing. That turns the light on. I think that light's probably going to time out. Hitting the up arrow goes to power, so I only have half battery capacity. Hitting it again does nothing. Hitting down gets into the menu. Data playback. I read here that this thing will actually read the last 90 groups of testing data. It'll keep that in memory. Set memory is to set the value of the weight and caliber of bullets. So, I see, never mind. So it's almost like the power button is the back home button as well. So set memory, let me hit the power button, get in there. Alright, so I'm going to try to find, 0.2. The question is, can I set my own? These are real bullet weights here, not BB weights. I'm sure there must be a way. Let's hit this. Okay, so I hit power to enter that field, and now I have to drop this to 0.2 and all other common weight BBs. Just hold it down. Okay. Hit enter again. Caliber, I think is what, 5.95. Nope, that one is going downwards. So it's quite interesting. It's actually looking for the diameter of the object passing through the sensors. Okay, hit power again. Scroll down to number 2. So this might take a while. I'm gonna go and reset all these to some common weights. Alright, took a few minutes of course, but it wasn't that hard to do. Seems to be 6 fields, and then you have to hit exit. Right. Auto power off. Let me read about that. It set the time of automatic power off. Okay, let's scroll down to that and enter that. I see. So right now it'll turn off after 10 minutes of idling, which I guess is fine for me. So I exit this. Backlight. Auto. Okay, that seems fine as well. Units. That I want to change. It's weird because even though I live in a metric country, as far as chronographing at ranges, everyone uses feet per second, so I should just use that, right? There we go. Hit power, then scroll down to exit. Alright, so now we're at feet per second. And then reset would obviously reset all that work I just did, so I'm not going to do that. Let's see if I scroll down further. Oh, that's the language, I think. I'm not going to mess with that. Alright, so now we're at 0.2 Gs, feet per second, and rounds per minute. Okay, so that's what I want. I'm going to have to set this up on a tripod and shoot it a little bit. So one thing that's really kind of weak in the design is that placement of the tripod mount, having it in the corner, because the weight of it with the tripod, a 3-legged pod, is really hard to make this thing stable. It's just silly that you would put an offset. At least have it in the middle, right? Ideally, naturally, it'd be somewhere around here. But keep that in mind. If you actually want to have this at an angle, you're going to have a pretty wide leg tripod, wider than this length here. Alright, you can see I put it on a wider tripod so it won't fall over. Let me turn this off again, restart it. There we go. It's going to check itself. Let's put this gun I just played with. At the field it was 307 feet per second because it doesn't have the barrel extension. Pretty short barrel, pretty short low speed. Turn the safety off, got my glasses on. 303. Yeah, so it's reading a little bit low from the one at the field, but not too far off. Seems acceptable. What's going on? It won't read the rounds per minute. Oh, might be out. Strange. It's not out of BBs. So it won't read rounds per minute, which is kind of dumb anyways. I don't care about rounds per minute. This is rounds per second. That's what I want. 5.6 rounds per second. Okay. And then this is just the regular, only the FPS. Alright. So, this meter, it reads a little bit slow from the Ace Tech that is used in my field. They have one of those Ace Tech Bluetooth ones, I think. But for me, I'm kind of bothered by the fact that the main screen has rounds per minute, and who measures stuff in rounds per minute when playing Airsoft? Everything is rounds per second, right? How many shots can you get off in 1 second, not 1 minute? So this, I don't think this is a very good chronograph. The tripod mount is in a weird location. You have to have a big tripod. And then the screen just isn't user friendly, right? So I'm gonna go and order an Ace Tech one. Sadly for me, it seems like I just wasted a bunch of money on this thing because this just isn't user friendly. It works, just not well, right? You have to constantly switch between these two screens if you want to see how fast you're capable of shooting.
Alright, well, I guess that's it. The last thing I do see is, it tells you what BB setting you have, and I'm shooting 0.2 gram BBs. It tells you the joules, the energy. So that's that. Alright, well, hopefully this will help you make a decision as to whether or not you want to spend money on this E9800. But my impression is you'd just be better off spending a little more money and getting an Ace Tech just for the screen itself, never mind the tripod. Alright, well, hopefully you'll hang out and we'll get that review of an Ace Tech chronograph soon after I get that in the mail. Alright, bye.